That's a
Right.
fact. You have to have a consequence.
And the only consequence, barring something illegal, that a man can do is leave when he's dealing with a uncooperative woman.
Yeah.
And the moment she doesn't, and the thing is that she will stay right there with him as long as he's willing to stay, and she can be uncooperative.
But you have to vet that woman, make sure your woman is cooperative.
That's not the
I
point I
mean,
was making.
what's your point? That a
My-
woman would do it? She would push the limits. Of course, she's going to push your limits. You have to stop it somewhere. As a man, that's a fact.
You got to set the boundaries in the beginning. If you let
That's
me
people
do
though.
whatever I
People
want to
have to
do,
set boundaries.
exactly, you have to set boundaries from the beginning. If you let me
Man,
do whatever I feel is
most
comfortable,
women
I'll do
are
whatever I feel is
most
There's
There's
comfortable.
so
plenty of
many
women that
different
stay
ways
with
it could
men
go.
even though they treat them bad because they don't
that,
want to, and they know that they're not going to leave, so they walk out the
you
house and
know,
they're sitting there crying. I
How
think
do
that's
you
Doing
how do
whatever they
you
want.
how do you enforce the boundary?
sorry.
Be
How
You
do you
swift.
enforce the
enforce?
boundary by saying, "This is what my standard is. If you do not meet this standard, I'm
We
going to
will
leave.
not
If you,
Yeah, you
proceed.
have
this
to
is
Right.
what
set
my
Exactly.
boundary is.
boundaries,
If you
but
cross this
y'all
it's
boundary, I'm
do
the
y'all
going
see
to
the
way.
leave."
danger of
That's the
what y'all
problem.
doing though? The fact that the man has to put his whole life in being a great man and a woman can get away with being a bad woman by whenever it fails, either she was traumatized or the man was weak. Not women need to show up as a woman. And it's always,
No,
oh, he's
that's
no,
not
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, hold
stating.
on, hold on,
Wait, I
hold on,
don't get
hold on.
it,
No,
Ollie,
I'm
and
gonna
what you're
say it. I'm
going.
gonna say it again. Men are fighting
Hmm.
for their kids, men are fighting for
Hmm.
relationships, men are fighting
Hmm.
for marriages in a society where women say that they're strong and independent and don't need marriage or don't need men. Y'all say it every single day. So then
And
when
women
something,
are fighting for
hold on,
relationships
let me
too.
finish. And then when you finally meet a man, after you had all these other men that hyped you up and did everything for you like Sierra, y'all flip the script and say because he was weak or because you were traumatized. It's always something about something wrong with the man. He either traumatized you or he's weak. It's not women are not showing up as women. If a man gets up in stature, like Angryman was talking about, if a man does all this progressing, how is a woman progressing by the time she gets to 30? She's compromised her entire self, and a man now is supposed to marry a woman. And if she doesn't act like a woman or doesn't know how to be a
The
woman,
only option he got is
I
to
was
leave.
traumatized. And you weak for not making me submit. No, the woman is weak for not being a woman. It's simple as that. You show
But
up
we're
as
How
a
do
not
we
talking about
how
whether or
do we
not he can
progress
submit.
when you
I
don't
feel like you're
no,
missing the
no,
point.
because it's
The
easy. No,
ultimate point.
listen. If he can't lead, he's a weak man. You shouldn't be there. If he's making you
And
submit,
next, I'm
hold
not
on,
talking
fam.
about a weak man
If you
either.
having sex with him, if today's society we having more sex and marriages, excuse me, sex and babies than marriages, it means the women ain't who they say they are. The men are though, because they keep getting women. Women can't keep men. That means they're not being women. Men are still being men. I don't care how you can say he weak. You can say whatever you want to do. Babies are popping up everywhere, and we having sex everywhere. We having a lot of sex. We having good sex, but ain't no commitment going on because the woman is having sex with a man. She'll commit on her back, but she won't commit to be a wife. Now you say I can't make her be a wife, but I can get her to have sex. There's something wrong with that, and she's supposed to be valuable. We saying women are divine. So if women truly respect themselves and the guy, should she have prioritized sex, marriage before the sex?
Right.
but
The
that's
We're
up
ultimate
to
talking
the
people
about
ultimate
completely
because
different
And then
things
you're gonna
right
say,
now.
both
but
people
no,
not respecting
the
One at a time,
ultimate
fam.
it's
One at
both
a
people
time.
respecting
no.
either though.
the
It
ultimate
is.
point.
It is both
No, it's
people.
not because
Can't
no, you're not. Hold on.
you can.
If Angry Man got 50 bodies, Sweeney got 50 bodies, I got 50 bodies, it shows my value, and Bruiser got 50 bodies. Those women want to have sex with those men. Excuse me, they want relationships with those men. Most of the time, if a woman is laying on her back, she wants to deal with a man who has potential. Men could just have sex for no reason, but men are treating society accordingly.
But how
If
does that
women,
show your
let me
value?
hold on, let me finish. If most women are moving as wives, men are gonna get married. We stop putting it back on the man because he's weak. He's weak with Sierra, but if he finds a woman who's over sexualized, she's traumatized. And she's still healing. And now she's going on a journey till she's 40, 50 years old. She's going on a journey to self-heal and self-happiness. It's ridiculous, y'all. Y'all got to stop that.
I was gonna
But
say
That's
that's
not
not
what I'm
what
talking about
they
at
were
all. Wait a
saying though.
minute. That's not what I'm
That's
talking
not what
about
she
at
was saying
all.
though.
I'm not talking about weak men, and I'm not talking about women that refuse to be submissive. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm saying you need to make your boundaries plain from the beginning so
Hmm.
that you don't have to walk it
how
back,
do you
that you
enforce
let
it?
her do whatever she wanted to
How do you
do
enforce
Oh,
up
it?
one
to
at a
this
time. One
point.
at a
Yeah,
time.
and that's both.
You enforce
No,
your boundaries by being willing to leave. You have nothing to lose. You have no skin in the game if you just met this person. They shouldn't be breaking your boundaries. As you are telling them your boundaries and you're getting to know you stage, they should not be crossing those boundaries.
Hmm.
As soon as she starts playing with you, you have to be willing to leave. And a lot of people are not willing to leave because they want the possibility of what could be But that's the problem I'm seeing. People don't have their boundaries set,
You did it
and they
again.
move the boundary line, all while they're dating, all while they're engaged, all while they're married, until the point where they get fed up, and that's when they're like, "You've been pushing my buttons this whole time."
That's really easy for you to say.
I think a lot of people set boundaries at the beginning, and people just break the boundary.
No, they don't. They don't, because here's the thing. Here's what fantasy isn't addressing. First of all, when a guy meets a woman, they're going out on the first date. The woman is going to tell him everything that she don't accept. The guy ain't going to say nothing. And the reason why he ain't going to say nothing is because he know enforcing a boundary on that first date is not going to get him a second date. It definitely ain't going to get him no box.
Right.
Because that's the society that we live in today. So what happens is guys will see behavior that they don't like and they will ignore it just for the possibility of being able to deal with the woman or around the woman. Okay, they're not able to set boundaries, and the reason why is because the society. Now look, somebody like say me or maybe Ali or Bruiser or Junior, one of Sweeney, one of us on the panel, we're a little bit older, so if we were dating, we're gonna set a boundary because we already been around the bend. We know what it is, right? But when you're looking at a younger guy who's in his early 20s or whatever, and let's say it's an average guy, let's say he's not that attractive, right? And he gets a date with a woman that he really wants. He ain't saying shit. He gonna sit there and nod his head to everything that she say, and it's gonna be whatever she want it to be. The average guy does not get to set boundaries with women. Women look, if you go to an average dating site, right, and you look at the guy's dating profile, he's going to be selling himself. This is what I'm able to do. I make this amount of money. I go on vacations. I speak multiple languages, blah, blah, blah. You go to the average woman's profile, and it's going to be everything that she doesn't want.
If you broke, don't DM me. If I got 4 kids, so you got to accept me and my children.
Facts.
Don't what is it? I don't like short men.
Yep.
I don't
no short men. Don't hit
Kevin
me
Samuel supporters.
Don't hit me up if you just want some booty. Like all of those things. And she's not selling herself. What she's doing is she's assuming that she can already get what she wants, but she's letting you know what she's not going to tolerate from you. Women today are not trying to sell themselves to men. They're not trying to say, you should be with me because I'm nurturing, I'm loving, I'm loyal, I am, want to have kids one day. They're not trying to sell their best attributes.
Right. I want to ask women on the panel, is this true? Do you guys agree? I mean, we have women on the panel that can.
I agree to an extent.